So very happy to see all of you all, and this auditorium is almost full, and we were hoping to do this in the main auditorium, but I think there's an event going on there. So I want to welcome you all today for this lovely gathering, the first day of our university opening, and tomorrow the students will come in, and we're quite excited. And many of you have heard me before, but for those who not and who have joined the group, I welcome them all because you've now become a part of the Patil family, which is a large educational family. It's not only this campus, but 5 universities spread across Maharashtra and some around the world, with 3 deemed universities, healthcare centers, farming, agriculture. So as part of a big process, we have over 222 institutes of higher learning, which include medical, dental, engineering, whatever the area of operation, we are probably there. This university was started with a vision, with a dream to be a little different from all the other traditional universities. And I wish to reiterate this because many of the educational systems currently are operating in a certain set of parameters that have been going on for decades. I would say almost, I remember the song by Pink Floyd, Just Another Brick in the Wall, and many of you would relate to that, that children coming in and they're shown like numbers and the machines being brought out of the system. So that's not the university that we wish to be. They say that the world is changing, people are changing, so are our children, so are our students. So I think we have to be aware that this change has to be within us, and we have to think a little bit out of the box, because the way the world is evolving technologically, the way the world is evolving emotionally, with the advent of social media, our children are thinking very differently. So I think we have to move with the times. And it's important to understand what the future holds for us. If I were to make a controversial statement, I think the brick and mortar establishment may not even exist after a few years. Today we have these centers of learning where children come and they sit in a classroom and they take lectures from teachers, professors. But maybe in another 10 years time, they may not wish to come to a college or a campus. They may just put on their virtual reality goggles and take the class at home when they want, how they want, and from the best teachers from around the world. So education will also be disrupted. So we have to be a little wary of that. But I don't want to paint a completely gloomy picture of what the future holds in terms of what technology can do for disrupt. But what technology is doing is democratization of education. What is happening is education is doing, or rather I would use the word knowledge, not education. Knowledge is being given to parts of the world which otherwise wouldn't have had access to this education. So the monopoly of education essentially will it will be over with. So there are some educational institutes which have a monopoly, whether we talk of the Harvard, the Wharton of the world, or in our case some of the Indian institutes here. So education is changing rapidly and we have to grasp that change. For the future, we feel that the teacher will not be merely someone who comes here and gives sort of a lecture to the children for them to understand what's happening in the textbook, but would be more like mentors in a sense for them to be ready for the future. They have to act more like their guardians, mentors as to how the world is evolving, and arrange for the knowledge gathering rather than just achieving grades or success. Because what we want in the future is children who are ready for the real world, who will get meaningfully employed. And I think that's very important. They need to be meaningfully employed with the knowledge they get at this university. I know these are very many parameters that we have to adhere to, because how would we do? We have an utopian dream of creating students who are excellent, who go out into the real world and can stand on their feet. But I think there's a great burden on the university, on the teachers, on the professors, that we have to make sure that when they go out, they just don't go out with a degree from Ajeenkya University. The degree is not important at all. I think it's the knowledge that these kids will have, that they'll acquire at this university, that's what will make sense. And I say that because I urge all of you to think out of the box and challenge even your very basic thoughts and emotions as to, are we operating like that for the past maybe maybe 20 years of my life, 30 years of my life. But I need to now think differently. I need to think how that student in my class is thinking, or what world he's going to face in the next 20 years or 30 years. So we have to almost be like visionaries, because change is coming, history is being created. And maybe partially many of you come from the analog world, but the future will be the digital world. So we've seen the best of both in a sense. So I think we are fortunate that we are at this cusp of cutting edge change, where we've seen what the past was and we perhaps will see what the future is. But the children of tomorrow will not know what the past was. So I think it's very important for us to understand as to how they will react to our teaching. And in a sense, I think we have to sort of sensitize our children to the world as well, because when we talk of the social media, they say that the social media is connecting us all on, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or many other mediums, TikTok, and all these youngsters they work on. But I personally feel that there are a lot of social issues involved with these technologies. Whereas you may have 500 Facebook friends, but do you have 5 friends who you can pick up the phone and talk to when you're really in a problem? So in a sense, the isolation is becoming a bit extreme. So it's also important for the kids to understand that there's an emotional quotient attached to living, and it's just not that you have to live in a virtual digital world. So somewhere we need to strike a sort of a balance. And I say this to you because you've seen the analog world and you'll see the digital world. I wouldn't be able to say this to the digital generation, because they would say that I'm old-fashioned, I don't know what the world is heading to, and he's talking the past. And I feel that we should not be content with what is going on currently, but we should also be proud of our heritage. And I speak of this because, again, it might become a very controversial statement. They might say, I sing some of the tunes of the current government, or traditional minded. But India was known as a center of excellence. India was known for providing knowledge, not education, knowledge. Because that's what was there in our scriptures, that's what was there in our history. Whether you call it scriptures or whether you call it an ancient science, it existed. If you speak of the Mahabharata, you speak of the Ramayana, there are references to technologies which are currently there. So these were just technologies which were there in those times, but we give it a religious twist. And I feel that India has that unique science, China has that unique science, and there are many parts of the world which have this unique science. So I'm not saying that the technologies or the progress made by the West is something that we should condemn. I feel we should grasp it, we should enhance it. But at the same time, we should combine it with our own resources, our own knowledge, that over a period of years that we've achieved. Because there have been so many civilizations that have come, that the Islamic civilization, the Hindu civilization, and there's so much science in our scriptures. I think we need to grasp some of that as well and make children aware of what science really is. Essentially, what is science or discovery? It is, or what is superstition rather? Superstition is something which science has not really proved, and that's what scientists say. But the way technology is evolving, I think superstition will also be a thing of the past. Because who would imagine a mobile phone, a picture going from one section to the other? Or say 100 years ago, if you went with a mobile phone and went in some remote village, where you clicked a picture and showed him, I've captured you on this little instrument, he would think you're God, he would think you're a magician or something of that sort. So what has become such a standard way of living is essentially just science being explored. And we have to go in that pursuit of science. We have to prepare our children for that. Because also we have to create children who have a social understanding of what social good is. Because the social media, of course, spoke about democratization of many issues. It's sort of combining all the people around the world to become sort of one mass. And I think there is a great opportunity where we can set our differences aside of caste, creed, religion, whether you're black, whether you're white. And this new generation can really pave the way to show that we can live in a united world. So let's make the maximum use of technology. Let's make the maximum use of our traditional values and provide that knowledge in this university. This university is new, this building is also work in progress, and over a period of time, everything gets better. So it's not a perfect world, it's not a perfect university as well. So you might have your difference of opinions, you may have your various vagaries that you're subjected to. But I suggest that have an open system in this campus. If there is a problem, I feel you should be open enough to discuss it with your peers, with your superiors, and sort of work on a solution rather than a problem, because probably many of you have heard this, that there are lots of problems, but who comes up with solutions? So I think if there's a problem, there's a solution. So one must think, okay, if I'm going with a problem, what is it that I bring to the table? This is the way I should do it. Is it practical? Is it viable? Is it doable? Those are the things I think you need to think about. And of course, the infrastructure is coming up. There are a lot of new things happening at the university. Sometimes we have to face the complexities of the government functioning, their rules and regulations. And I often wonder that why should there be clauses for compulsory attendance in classes? Why should there be certain hours of teaching in a class? Or why should there be a classroom at all? Why not teach on the ground? And that's how the world really should evolve. But we have to adhere to those standards as well. In fact, I think next week you're interviewing me for my position. So those are some of the complexities that I'm also facing. But we have to evolve. And also this university wants to see a lot of international children come into the system. So we have now our marketing teams working around the world. We have children from different nationalities coming into the organization. And these have to be treated like our revered guests, because India was known as a center of hospitality. India was known to treat people well. And these children also have to be taken care of. So we have to attract this international market into our system, make this center of excellence for international pupils to come in. Ridesh has been taking a lot of steps in that direction. And many of you may not know Ridesh has come, but from day one, even not day one, before day one, we were involved with the inception of this universities. So we had a lot of challenges in terms of traditional thinkers and people guiding and advising me as to whether I'm taking the correct path or the wrong path. So obviously I've taken the correct path. But even if it was the wrong path, I don't think we need to worry about that, because a series of failures adds to a success. So that's what we keep telling our pupils as well, that don't get offended or dejected by something that doesn't happen in your life. Life is a game of ups and downs. Life is a game like after a night there is a day, and after a day there is a night. So some nights are longer and some days are longer. So it's just that we need to understand that until we try, we won't be able to succeed. So we have to try, we need a mission, and that mission is to really make a world-class university. So each one of you, every one of you think that you're the owner of this university. You take charge of this university. You're not an employer. You're my team, you are our family. And that's how I want you to evolve in this university. We may have a difference of opinion, we may have our different ways of working, but at the end, we have to look for that one source of inspiration, that the satisfaction of that child coming out of this university and achieving success. Whether he's employed, whether he creates a business empire, he becomes an entrepreneur. That's what we need to do. So I don't think I want to talk too long, because there's a lot of work for you to do, but I wish you all the best, happiness, success, and peace in this university. Thank you very much.